Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. In this video, I am going to explain Meiteis Reservation Ploy to take tribals land in Manipur. Content for this video I given in the description. You can go through and study. On April 20, 2023, a single judge bench of the High Court comprising Acting Chief Justice M.V. Murlidharan directed the N. Biren Singh government to the Union Tribal Affairs Ministry that ST status be extended also to the Meiteis. The order said the recommendation must be sent by May 19th. The Meitei community, a largely Hindu ethnic group who account for about 50% of the state population, have for years campaigned to be recognized as a scheduled tribe. If they are given the status, other ethnic groups, many of whom are Christian, say they fear they will not have a fair chance for jobs and other benefits. The Meitei community is already classified under scheduled caste or other backward classes and have access to the opportunities associated with the status. Some Meiteis even belong to upper caste. The Meitei community dominates position within the state government and have been privy to more economic and infrastructural advancement than the other ethnic groups. However, they are demanding that the entire Meitei community should be designated as STs. This demand and the vociferous opposition to it by groups that are already designated as STs, Kukis and Nagas has much to do with the Hills Valley divide in Manipur. The politics behind the demand for ST status is driven by a desire to intrude on the land of the tribals. That's one reason why several organizations have been demanding tribal status for the Meitei community. The recent plea before the Manipur High Court by the Meitei Tribe Union argued that the Meitei community was recognized as a tribe before the merger of the princely state of Manipur with the Union of India in 1949, but lost its identity as a tribe after the merger. To preserve the community and save the ancestral land, tradition, culture and language of the Meiteis, they want the tribal identity back. However, tribal bodies in the state see this demand as another attempt by the Meitei community, which has 40 representatives in the 60-member assembly, to take control of the entire state. For the record, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh is a Meitei. The Kuki fear the change in status could result in their steady removal from a protected area they have occupied for decades and leave them vulnerable to exploitation. The Meitei claimed that they were left out of the President Constitution ST Order 1950. But Meiteis did not meet the criteria for the ST status when the ST list was drawn up by the Government of India in the 1950s. But the question is about the modification list in 1956, which was done based on the report of the Backward Class Commission PCC chaired by Kaga Kalegar. The Meiteis were not denied or left out from the ST's list as they claim. They choose not to be included. When the first PCC requested a list of tribes to be included in the scheduled tribes modification list from each state and union territory, Meiteis did not include themselves. At the same time, they cannot pretend that they were not aware of this, as certain section of the Meiteis were enlisted as scheduled caste on the Commission's recommendation. Now, after more than 6 decades, they demand to be considered as backward and seek to be the same level as the people whom they contemptuously called how tribal. The abusive words how, though, which they used quite often in the recent riots against the Kuki Zomi tribes, highlight a deep-rooted dichotomy between the Meitei and tribals. This term is also used for all the hill tribes including Nagas. And the Meitei, who consider is highly derogatory, hurl it at the tribals. Then why it is that the dominant community of a state like the Meitei in Manipur demands ST status? Is it for reservation benefits which section of the community already avail as other backward class, economically weaker sections and scheduled caste? It is not, as Meitei MLA Nishikant Sabam said, the job is another thing, the main thing is land, in his interview with Karan Dabar for The Wire. In fact, the Meitei's exclusion from the ST list is by their own choice, as the Kalekar Commission left it entirely up to the state. The method the BCC adopted was the distribution of a questionnaire to all the states and union territories. It even included such questions like, do you think that the list of SC and STs issued under the President's order need any revision? If so, what caste and communities do you suggest for inclusion or exclusion from the above mentioned two lists, SC and ST list? Please state reason. Have your state governments recommended the inclusion in or exclusion from the existing list of any tribe, caste or community? These two questions, besides many others, shows that the Meitei did not consider being at the same level as the hill tribes, the untouchables and those who follow their traditional religion, the Sanamagi. Of course, by using untouchability as a criterion, certain section of the Meitei community were included in the SC list as they were untouchable in relation to the Tuvaja twice born Meitei. The Scheduled Tribe Demand Committee of Manipur ST-DCM began demanding the ST status for the Meitei people in 2012. The majority Meiteis now fall in the scheduled caste and other backward classes categories. The government in Manipur, regardless of which party comes to power, has always been dominated by Meiteis. The ST-DCM claims the status will restore the harmonious relationship between the valley and the hills people before the Manipur merger with India in 1949. Regarding the inclusion of tribes in ST list, it's basically a policy for promoting social justice by adopting positive discrimination and affirmative action for the unrepresented within the society. Manipur has more than 30 communities listed as scheduled tribe, all broadly belonging either to Kuki or Naga ethnic groups, which had a combined population of 40.88% as per the 2011 census. If the Meiteis are added to the ST list, almost all the communities in Manipur will have ST designation. The Chief Justice of India stated that the Manipur High Court's decision was factually incorrect, and despite granting Justice Murlidharan an opportunity to rectify the error, no corrective measures were taken. The Chief Justice of India emphasized the necessity of taking a firm stance against the flawed decision. It is clear if High Court judges do not follow constitutional bench judgment, then what should we do? It is very clear, said the CJI. Granting scheduled tribe status was a political problem and the High Court had no role to play in it. Bible talks about Meiteis Reservation Ploy for take tribals land in Manipur. In 1 Kings chapter 21 verse 2 and 3, Ahab said to Naboth, let me have your vineyard to use for a vegetable garden, since it is close to my palace. But Naboth replied to Ahab, no way, the Lord prohibit the sale to you of the inheritance of my ancestors.